Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Camping with the Abercrombies. This weekend, we are here at Sandusky Bayshore Koa. I'm sorry, I forgot the name. We're at Sandusky Bayshore Koa, and we're right around the corner from Cedar Point. And I just wanted to do a slight review of this campsite. We got here yesterday, and sadly, all the way here, the entire trip here, it rained. It poured rain, and when we got here, half of the park was flooded. You know, I don't know what's going on with their drainage, but at the entrance where you come into this part of the campground, it was like a foot of water. And I was praying that our spot wasn't in the middle of that, which it wasn't. But where we backed in, there was a nice puddle where it made it kind of difficult to get out of the car. But other than that, let's move on to and I usually don't have things that I dislike about the parks. I just love camping and being out, and you know, but every now and then there's one or two things that just sort of gets under your skin, and you feel you just have to share it with people before they come here and visit a place like this. I'm not saying don't come. I still think it's a doable KOA. The bathroom and the shower is nice and clean. The spaces are a little bit close. And I know all KOAs aren't the same, but if I were to compare it to when we went to Lebanon KOA, that KOA was a whole lot better. You know, not that this one is terrible. It's just a whole lot better with better spacing in between the campsites. But one of the things I wanted to get to was the connections, the hookup, and the water and the sewer and all of that stuff. I'm going to switch this around and we will get started. Okay, this weekend, my sister and her husband, you know, are camping with us, and we purposely picked these sites this way so that, you know, we could be pretty close together. That's them right there, and this is us. We're on gravel, and we have a concrete patio, which is nice, and a nice little swing here that rocks. It's a rocker, I guess. But let's get to the part that immediately got under my skin. And you know, it probably wouldn't have got under my skin as much had it not been pouring raining while I was hooking up and trying to get all of this stuff done. Okay, as you can see on most travel trailers, I ain't gonna say most, but some travel trailers, the power cord is right there. We're 50 amp. Okay, here's a power box right here, but that is not my number. My number is 295, which is up there. So let's walk up this way. Another thing, where the sewage was, I had to use both of my hoses. That's why you come prepared, have extra everything. And I'm gonna explain this to y'all in a minute, okay? Here is my spot here. I'm in 295. That clown, he did that on purpose. But anyway, this 295 is mine. And as you can see, my power box here, my trailer is 36 feet long. So if my power cord plugs in all the way back here, how in the hell is that cord going to reach? Now, I do have a spare 50 amp, but it's not the adapter to use as an extension cord. But I do, however, keep my 30 amp plug with me because sometimes you can use it as an extension cord, but now you're reduced to 30 amps. So I had all of the adapters. I hooked it up, so as you can see, my 50 amp turns into a 30 amp, and there you are. Now, I probably could have gone to the office to check if anyone had reserved this, because this would have been a lot more convenient for me to hook up, as well as with the dump station. This is the dump station for the other site, which is right here. Here's my hose. There's a dump station. There's the other dump station, which I got to use two of my hoses to connect to reach it. So that is what had me upset at the beginning of my trip, because once again, it was pouring raining, and I was trying to figure this stuff out and get everything hooked up, because it rained all day yesterday And last night, it even got worse. It was thunderstorming all night. But other than that, you know, I just think that's really weird that they would do that way. I've got probably 8 or 9 feet to that pole, but then I got over 35 feet to this pole, you know, so I don't know. But anyway, enough of that. But this KOA does have quite a lot of things for the kiddies. You can see they got a playground there. Other side of the campground are the more expensive sites. And then we have 2 swimming pools right over here. And we thought we would have had some of the kids coming up. We thought they were doing a Cedar Point trip, so we sort of got close to the pool and the bouncy pad, which you see way over there. But the kids didn't make it, so, you know, here we are, close to the pool and all of the kids screaming, which it doesn't bother me. Also, they have these neat little cabins out here, little tiny houses, tiny house nation. But I guess people can rent. This campground is not very full today. I mean, it's practically empty. And with the spots being as close as they are, that would sort of be a negative for me. But since we're the only ones in this area, it's not bad. We're not too crowded. You know, I don't mind being that close to my sister. Although I think she minds being that close to me, but oh well, her problem, not mine. But anyway, yeah, as you can see, they got these cabins over here. And on the back side of the campground, they have bigger houses. They're just like tiny houses. I'm not sure how much they cost to rent or anything like that, but they have them. And, you know, I would imagine if you're doing a trip to Cedar Point or something, it might be cheaper to stay here than it is to rent a hotel right there to Cedar Point. And I think we're probably, I don't think we're any more than like 3 or 4 miles from the entrance of Cedar Point. So another negative about the place, which we knew before we came, it doesn't bother me. And by the way, I need to mention that my wife did not get to come today. She had a family emergency she had to deal with. So I got my second string to come in and camp with me, which is my friend Dana. And if he wouldn't have made it, I would have just been here by myself and hanging out with my sister and Vic, you know, Vic and Corinne, the real weekend warriors. But another thing about this campsite, now, there's my sister down there with the red shirt on. This is how I'm telling you this because of the distance. Okay, there's my sister. If I turn around, there's these houses, and you see that fence? On the other side of that fence, there's a road. I can't remember which road it is, but there's a road there. And just on the other side of the road, there are train tracks. Now, they told us that train tracks were there before we came, which was fine. But what they didn't tell us was that the trains run by every 10 minutes all night long. It's at least every 10 or 15 minutes. There's a big old train going by. And of course, they got to blow the horn. Now, for me, it really doesn't bother me, the sound of the train. Because it was raining so hard last night that I slept like a baby. I mean, it was cool enough that we had all of the windows open, even though we had to switch to 30 amps. We didn't need the air conditioner, so it didn't really matter. We had all the windows open. It was a nice steady breeze blowing through the entire night. How you doing? Pretty good. It was a nice cool breeze blowing through the entire night. There's a lot of lightning and thunder and rumbling, but today, that's all right. Today it cleared up a little bit. The sun is out. It's still a little bit cloudy. Temperature's nice. You know, we're, how you doing? All right. And we're just out here relaxing. You know, it's not, I'm not gonna say it's not a whole lot to do. It's just that I don't feel there's a whole lot that I need to be doing, because when I come out here to relax. So anyway, as you can see, these little houses here, they have for rent. Look like they have air conditioners. They look like they might be 2 or 3 small bedrooms maybe. But yeah, we got these little tiny things here. And then up here is, I guess these are they look like the medium-sized cabins, or the little things. They're bigger than the ones on the other side, but smaller than these. So they're, I guess, the medium sizes. And it looked like they just put these in. Yeah, they're pretty nice. Now there's a, by the way, this KOA is in the middle of a residential area, sorta, because there's an apartment complex just at the entrance, and as you can see over there, it looks like there's a auto shop or repair shop or something right there. But we haven't heard, you know, any noise or anything that will bother us or run us away from here. Here I'm coming up on the corner of this side of the campground. There's us over there. I just made a small loop around on this side. As you can see, here is the bouncy pad, which I thought was weird that yesterday it was pouring raining and there were kids still over here on the bouncy pad jumping up and down in the middle of a thunderstorm. Now, of course, I'm wondering, where are their parents? Where are the parents? Their kids are out, and it's not even so much that it's raining, but they were unsupervised, and they were small kids. So, you know, I hate when people, you know, their kids, you know, God forbid their kids get picked up, but then they're on there screaming that somebody took their kids. It's like, you can't bring them to places like this. I'm not saying it happens at campgrounds, but you can't bring them to places like this and just let them run free and not be aware of what they're doing, who they're with, and, you know, stuff like that. They have a nice pass through here from that side of the campground to this side of the campground. And as you can see, these are the spots for the bigger campers, RVs, buses, fifth wheels, all of that stuff. And for the money, we're just as good right across there, because even if they're over here, they're still going to hear that train. Because that train is loud. I mean, a couple of them went by, must have been really heavy. We actually felt the trailer shaking. But yeah, that train, you know, from over there to over here, you know, these sites are noticeably larger. You know, if I wanted to spend the extra money, yeah, we could have came onto this side, but for the money, I wasn't about to, you know, pay that much more to stay over here. So, you know, I'm not going to go up and down each individual aisle. Man, that thing sure is big. Look at that. That is so pretty. But I just wanted to walk over to show you guys the other side of the campground. And there's their shower house. There's basketball courts down there at the end. And yeah, it's got picnic tables. Well, I'll walk down this way. It's got picnic tables down here where, you know, I guess you can camp out here. This might be the primitive camping areas down on this end. But there's plenty of room here. It's smaller on the other side, but together this place it's a decent size. It's nice. I don't know if you can see it from here, but there's water right over there on the other side of those trees. But I don't know how we would gain access to get over there to the edge of the water. I don't think you can swim in it or anything. But yeah, these look like they might be primitive camping sites. Looks like all it has over here is electric. And as you can see, some of them are flooded. And like I said, this is nothing compared to what it was when we got here yesterday. But when we woke up, the water had gone down quite a bit, so at least I can walk around her now. And as we get down here to the sign that says Bay Area, you can see that they have that gate closed and that's flooded as well. So I don't know what's going on with all of that, or if it's always like that or what, but nobody will be going back over there. Okay, here's their this side shower house. And like I said, the shower houses are nice. They're clean, they're secure. They're just a little bit on the small side, still very functional and usable. What I like about them is you have a 2-section stall, one to get dressed in and one to shower in, and you can lock the door behind you instead of just having a curtain that anyone can walk in on, you know, walk through. It looks like they might have cornhole over there. Here's a sign that tells you where everything is here. Playground, bathhouse, creation station, and pool. Basketball courts. Once again, these are the more expensive, larger sites. The patios look like they're just a little bit bigger than the one that we have. There's their idea of one of these premium sites, but they're still on gravel. I thought they were, you know, at least have the whole thing on concrete for paying the extra money, but you know, it's still nice. It wasn't tough leveling the trailer. Everything went uneventful and without a hitch, thank goodness, because with all that rain, if I would have had to do any more work, I would have really been mad. But that's not the park's fault. You know, it's just, you know, things happen. You cannot always have perfect weather for camping. You know, every trip is not going to be a perfect trip. You know, so we found out that this is one of those days, but like I said, it doesn't bother me because I don't mind sitting around enjoying the wind blowing on me because it's not too hot. It's actually a little too windy to even put our awning out. We put them out earlier when we woke up, and the wind caught it one time, and I said, no, we're keeping this in. So the last thing I want is for my awning to get ripped off like it did on the one trailer from the video from the Sandusky Milan camping or RV park. The guy left his out. I did a video on it of why not to leave them out. But anyway, here's the other side of the bouncy pad. I'm surprised all the kids are gone, but I think they all are in the pool now. They said there was a social distancing rule for the pool that only 10 people were allowed in at a time. And I know I saw at least 25 people in there. But, you know, if they're not enforcing it, I really don't care because I'm not in the pool anyway. But yeah, over here where the trees are, I think those are the people that stay here long term because they have porches and decks and everything attached to their trailers. But yeah, this side over here, I mean, you can see from here, it's not crowded here. You know, so you can always find a KOA if you want to get out camping. You're just going to have to pay a little bit more because, you know, the state parks are a little bit cheaper, but I think they're harder to get into. So, yeah, see, it's not very crowded at all. Our pad's not, you know, too small or anything. I'm just upset that the hookup is at the wrong end of the trailer. Now, of course, on Vic and Corinne's trailer, theirs is a little bit, I think theirs is a 2021. So I guess when they designed theirs, they had that in mind. And I'm gonna go over here and look at their side of the trailer. But as you can see, theirs is midway up the trailer. So theirs is perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. But, you know, I guess everybody's trailer can't be designed perfectly for camping, but that's just something to think about, you know. And like I said, if it hadn't been raining, I could have went to the office and asked them if I could move or something, but we had planned on being here so I could keep an eye on her and make sure my sister is okay and having a good time and relaxing. Yeah, I gotta keep an eye on her, make sure she's having a good time. So, since my wife isn't here for me to babysit her, I get to babysit Corinne.
Thanks a lot for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. But anyway, yeah, we miss you here camping today. And yeah, Rennie says she misses you. Here's the train. Can you hear it? Look, if you look close, you can see it going by. I told you. Listen there, perfect timing.
All night long.
Yeah, all night long, like every 10 or 15 minutes it was going. But, you know, I know it bothered her. It didn't bother me. I slept like a baby. Probably because I was up all day yesterday. And, you know, I was just tired. And with the rain, I just slept like a baby. But anyway, everyone, thanks for taking this journey around the park with me. Please like and subscribe to our channel and hit that bell. And join us next time to see what adventures we will be getting into. Thanks for watching. Bye.